Guys, Martin here bringing you Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are checking out the other new event that came out today, which is the Cataclysmic Impact Giant Form Clash. So this is 3 stages against various giant form enemies. There are 3 more stages coming next week as well. That was announced in the news with the announcement of this event actually starting. So characters who've turned into giant apes or their giant forms in the anime will show up as enemy characters in the stages. They will activate various skills and unleash their overwhelming power to stand in your way. Confront them with giant form transformations and secure victory. So you can bring 1 item into this event. It says the key to victory is to activate giant form transformations. So I don't know how, what the difficulty level of this is going to be, but we're just going to jump in and do stage 1. The mission is to use a full giant form team. So I've got some of the better giant form characters on here, although randomly, as probably expected during a non-world tournament time, it's not giving me a friend Piccolo Jr. It's giving me a friend Frieza, like LR Frieza and Goku. But I feel like that probably could be quite useful because everyone I think on the team is on Battle of Fate apart from Anin. So they will all be getting a 220 lead from Frieza, and Frieza himself obviously is actually quite good. This is a pretty terrible starting rotation. Oh, well, actually, I guess, I mean, it's still bad, but at least we get to attack first. What is happening here? Deals 40% of enemies' max HP as damage at the start of the turn. Jeez, okay. He's also stunned. Oh, Piccolo has that ability to stun everyone at the start of the turn. That's crazy. He actually did it. Alright, well that helps us out here a little bit. Goku seemingly can be attack lowered as well. So we can get some debuffs on him here. Oh, and Piccolo got the stun with his super attack. Okay, so well that makes this decidedly easier. If Goku can be stunned, then I guess that's pretty straightforward. Anin's lowering attack as well. It's obviously one of the recent World Tournament Easy A's. Frieza lowers attack, I think, on his additionals, right? Not on his normal super. He also got the stun. So yeah, I didn't realize Goku could be stunned. So that makes this certainly more interesting. I say by interesting, I just mean easy, I guess. The losing a ton of HP at the start of the turn is pretty awkward though. So I wonder, do giant ape transformations do massive extra damage here then? Because I mean, it is kind of a waste normally to you wouldn't normally use a giant ape transformation on a turn where an enemy is stunned, because obviously we get the ability to we're negating all of their abilities and stuff. But I wonder if it does extra damage or something, because we've done an okay bit of damage. Okay, yeah, it does. I was going to say, we've done an okay bit of damage so far, but yeah, well, I guess that's... so yeah, when it said the key is to using giant transformations, it wasn't kidding, huh? So that's pretty funny. So, is that it? Oh no, okay. So there's more than one phase. Okay, so we've got... The kid Goku has now turned into a giant ape, but Baby is also now transforming into a giant ape. So it says remain 6 charges. Okay, so let's do this, and then let's grab these. I mean, that was good timing for the Baby transformation, I suppose. What kind of damage is the ape actually doing? Because we'll see here from the damage we don't actually take. That's 6 million! Alright, so bro hits kind of hard. Oh, and we don't do any damage to him. Okay. So, interesting. So when it says about the key to surviving is using a giant ape transformation, I guess it literally means for this phase, because this guy hits like a truck and doesn't take damage. But I guess then by transforming into the giant ape, obviously we don't take any damage. Yeah, I was not expecting that. 6 million damage super, type neutral. That's kind of wild. But obviously they made it so that, the giant ape, the reason why the thing works for cancelling out supers and stuff like that is the game considers it the same turn. But for events that have charge counters and things like Festival and obviously this, the charges still go down. So I guess, yeah, that's essentially supposed to be how you win, by just becoming a giant ape on the second phase. So any characters that obviously have it as an active skill that you can use whenever you want are going to be significantly more useful. Is he getting attacked with every time he gets hit as well? Oh boy, yeah, they really want you to die if you're not in a giant ape. He's doing 4 million damage normals now. So yeah, like, you really need to be in giant ape. Even with a really tanky team, like, it seems like he's going to be... This would be pretty scary to survive without having the giant transformation. So what happens now? Do we just win? Wait, so we've got to fight we got to fight Goku again. Okay. Alright, well, I wasn't expecting that, but let's see. I mean, he can have all the status effects still again, though, right? So... Okay, well, we'll see what happens here. Okay, so he doesn't hit super hard. I mean, Vegeta is pretty tanky, but yeah, we only took like 48k, so that's not too bad. Do some okay damage without being in the giant form, but it's obviously not anywhere as much. Yeah, that was pretty good timing. I guess it's because of the HP, right? Baby's transformation, but we just went like back to back from the Tech Vegeta into the Golden LR Great 8 Baby, which paid off pretty nicely there. And then yeah, Piccolo Jr. could just kill him here, or he could stun, or we'll see. He should get a couple of attacks off. If he could get some crits in there, that would be good. But no, we got the stun. So yeah, I was going to say he's left on like 1 HP, so even if we get like an additional normal, we still win. So, is this the end now? KO. Okay, so that's the end. So I guess, is that going to be the same for all the stages then? So you fight a character, then you fight their giant form. I say fight, but it's like you just have to survive their giant form for 2 turns. And then you fight them again, and then win, ideally. So, that's interesting. So that's stage 1, and the mission for that was just to use 6 giant form characters. So we beat stage 1. There is also a mission for doing it with no items. Now obviously if you struggle to use a specific category with no items, then you can always just redo the stage to no item them with a different team. So now stage 2 has no items, beat within 5 turns, and then the specified category is going to be Terrifying Conquerors. See, Terrifying Conquerors giant form characters, that'd be interesting. Alright, well, let me make a team and let's jump into stage 2. Okay, so we're going to jump in for stage 2, Terrifying Conquerors. We've got some of the same characters again. I don't know if Metal Cooler or Turles will really be good enough, but obviously I guess the hope will be that we can still just debuff the enemy here and I guess make it through without too much issue. So Piccolo Jr. is the enemy here. Oh god, we got bomb orbs. Oh, and he can't be stunned or sealed. Okay, so he can be attack lowered, but he can't be stunned or sealed. Okay, they actually share a decent few. I should probably keep you on rotation then. I did actually manage to find a Piccolo Jr. friend this time though, so that's cool. I guess I do want to lose some health because I want to be able to get a giant ape transformation, but I don't necessarily want to get it on like the next turn. So I don't want to be low. I don't want to be low enough to get baby's one on the next turn because obviously we want the giant ape. We want a giant ape transformation the turn after we beat like the first phase enemy. So yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully we'll be okay here. But it's interesting that they have mechanics. I guess that helps you for like. I guess that's the whole point, right? To help you with the transformation. But like they've both had mechanics so far that make you lose HP. Like Goku just straight up makes you lose a ton of HP at the start of the turn, like 40%. That's quite a lot. And then yeah, this guy has the bomb orbs, so you can kind of plan out deliberately dropping yourself below a certain amount of HP. You've also then still got to survive the turn. But yeah, that's interesting. How much is this guy going to hit for? Okay, well he hit Piccolo for double digits. That doesn't really tell me anything, but okay, fair enough. And then Metal Cooler is going to lower attack. At least he can still be attack lowered, so there is that. Although, you know, I'll call it... Well, this is one of our ones that just instantly triggers. I mean, I don't think we're going to kill here. We can't lose health still, right? Even with the bomb orbs. Yeah, good. Although I need to make sure, because, well, the giant form, we know the giant forms do more damage, so I very much don't want this giant, like Piccolo Jr., to actually kill him here. Oh wow, okay, that did nothing. Oh wow. That is actually like 0 damage. I didn't actually realise they have charges. Did Kid Goku just have charges in the first turn as well? Maybe we didn't actually kill it. I didn't even realise. Maybe I just didn't even KO him the first time. Because yeah, I've just realised that this guy has charges which have now run out. So now he's going to be Giant Piccolo, right? Okay. And we do not have a giant form transformation ready. Oh dear. Well, this isn't ideal. We might just die. This is one of those instances where I need like a Ghost Usher. Yeah, how do I not just instantly die on this turn? I mean, I could double Whis, but even then, like, I don't know how much he super attacks for. Would we survive that? I mean, we should see for science. Because yeah, we've not got a lot of HP. He stunned me? Bruh. Okay, well, Baby lowers attack on both of his supers. I don't know. Again, I have no idea how much this guy is actually hitting for, so... Okay, Baby got the dodge. Oh, yeah, because we're on low HP, so Baby gets a bunch of dodge chance instead of... like... I can't remember what the other buff he gets if you're on higher HP. We must be able to transform Vegeta now, though, right? Because his is HP based. Yeah, okay. So now we can transform you. And we get 2 turns, yeah, and there's only 2. This guy's in giant mode for 3 turns. That's awkward. So we'll do that. Actually, oh no, is Vegeta's 8 form 3 turns, or is it 1 turn? 2 turns. Is it 2 turns, or is it just 1? Ooh. Although actually, I think we'll get Baby on rotation on the next turn, and then he'll transform. But yeah, I mean, we only survived because of the double Whis. But yeah, that's kind of my fault. Like, I didn't realise the 2 charges. So I've basically, you've got to, in the first 2 turns, make sure you take enough damage to then be able to use a giant transformation. Okay, yeah, we do get another turn. That's fine then. Because yeah, we know we're not going to kill him here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We'll do that. Do that. I was kind of hoping to have some orbs that potentially aren't going to just kill me on the next turn, but... Because that's the problem. Once we get out of the giant form, we still got to actually win. We still got to win the event, and we are on very, very low HP. This guy also gets extra attack when he gets hit. So yeah, the giant form phases are absolutely absolute menaces. Surely no bomb orbs now, please. Oh, bro. How am I supposed to... Like, how am I supposed to come back from this? I just have to hope that he doesn't hit that hard, and that... Well, no, because if I'm on 1 HP, I just die regardless. supered straight away, bro. How is Vegeta going to tank this? How much does he hit for? I don't know. But... Oof. Okay, so seemingly the non-giant ape, like, the phases, they don't hit that hard, right? Because this guy now can have all the status effects. So we could potentially stun him as well. Which would obviously be very helpful, because I really need to... I've got no real way to recover HP on this team. So, okay, we got the stun. Because, yeah, now it means it doesn't matter if the orbs are dropping me down to 1 HP, because he can't kill me, because he's stunned. But, yeah, it's definitely an interesting little event. The problem is that the giant form, most of the characters just kind of suck. So I guess that's why, like, you have the ability to be able to stun and, like, obviously attack lower in the previous phase. The giant ape phase itself is the one that's going to really try and get you. But, obviously, that's where you've then got to try and get your giant transformations. I can't believe they made an event all about these giant ape characters and giant form characters. They want you to use giant form characters, and the STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the Int Baby are still banned from this event. It's like, of all the events that you could bring out, like, and you're still going to ban them from this event. Like, that's so dumb. But it is what it is. Crazy that those guys are just, like, never going to be usable in anything, like, relevant. There's been a couple of events where you can use them, but, like, man, especially with the Int Baby, like, his Easy A is actually not that bad in a situation where you can use him. But, yeah, like, with the new Baby, you'd really want to use, like, them together if you had the opportunity to. But you just can't. So, good luck with that. I don't know what I really don't know what they were thinking. It's crazy, but hey, it is what it is. So Metal Cooler Core here, basically doing like no damage. So I swear it was in the first fight, right? It felt like Goku took like massively increased damage from our giant form, and like this guy's taking like no damage at all. So do that. Oh, I was gonna put that. Okay, no, it did put the purple one down there, but at least I can grab that. So it's literally only like green and purple orbs are the only orbs that we can pick up without damaging ourselves, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, it's wild that this does no damage. Even with the crits, like, super bare minimum. I didn't realize, did he super me during all of this? Because... Alright, well I can do that. This isn't the World Tournament. What do you mean I can use Piccolo Jr.'s active skill? It does action break as well, which is nice, but... right, so you can actually get some heals off of that. You will lose a little bit of health because of that, but at least you'll get a tiny bit back. Oh god, it does so much. I didn't even realise. Oh no. We are once again relying on Piccolo Jr. to get a stun to keep us out of trouble here. Because, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The difficulty of this event, like the Giant 8 phase aside, because obviously that is a difficult part, and that's the whole point. They want you to use the transformation so you don't take any damage. But that part aside, like, the event isn't particularly hard. It's the missions, like a lot of these things are with these end game events that we get sometimes as well. It's like the mission is hard, not necessarily the stage, right? Depending on which categories and stuff that they pick. Piccolo Jr. coming in clutch with the last one. So... And then, yeah, now we get some attack lowering as well. So, yeah, I mean, we should be fine now. Because we have pretty much got him into a bit of a stun lock here. Obviously, we could get another, like, random Giant 8 transformation. Which, actually, funnily enough, at this point, we don't want. Because if it's just going to do so little damage. And we've got a bunch of people that are attack lowering. I say. And then, of course, Piccolo Jr. just transforms. Oh man, Piccolo Jr. versus Piccolo Jr. Let's go. Okay, so we'll do that, do that. And do that. Will Giant Piccolo actually do anything? That's the thing, a lot of these older giant forms that just weren't ever really about doing the damage anyway. It was just getting like the free turn. But it's funny because in this situation, like, it actually is a hindrance because it means that like the enemy won't be stunned anymore and we'll be back to being in the form where we can take damage. So not super ideal, but because, yeah, literally, like, untransformed Piccolo Jr., like, the rotation would have done so much more damage. That was the funny thing back in the day. I remember even talking about that in a video or, like, on a stream or something. Like, in certain situations, like, it just actually is more beneficial to not transform. Because, like, your untransformed rotation would just do more damage. I'm going to save those int orbs because then I can actually pick them up with, like, Piccolo Jr. to actually get some HP. But keep landing them supers. Not doing a huge amount of damage, but chipping away at him slowly, I guess. Hey, we've got a crit. Oh god, we get a third turn. I don't want a third turn. Just pick up some of the bomb orbs, get rid of them. Because, yeah, now he's not attack lowered or stunned. Like, this has all been very not beneficial for me. Okay, well, we get one super hit to end out the turn. Damn, SCR Piccolo Jr. couldn't have done the start of turn, like, stun thing. That would have been great. Although he does passively lower attack, so that is actually super helpful here. Do that and then do that so we don't lose any more HP. And then, yeah, the action break from the AoE means he can't attack in slot 1. Come on, Piccolo Jr. Nice, one more. No. Really? I think, is this going to be enough? Will we do it this turn? It's going to be so close. Okay. Great 8 Vegeta finished him off. Wow. So that one took a little bit longer because, yeah, Terrifying Conqueror's giant form. Certainly not what it maybe once was. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. So that was stage 2. Oh, we probably didn't do it in 5 turns, did we? Or did we? I guess because the giant 8 turns all don't count, do they? So yeah, we probably did. Oh no, of course, there's a mission for beating the stage without an item. But I forgot about that when I used the Whis. I guess I'll have to like go back and do that one. But what is stage 3? No items, 6 turns, and then it's all... Oh god, you are or lower characters. Interesting. Alright, well, I guess we'll jump into stage 3 and see how we get on. Okay, so for stage 3, we have to not use any LRs. But the interesting thing is, shout out to Annie for this team recommendation. I saw his screenshot on Twitter. As you can see, there are no Giant 8 characters on this team. I mean, technically there are characters that are on Giant 8 power, but there's no giant form characters. But I guess the thing is that because the mission is, or the stage is designed for you to not use LRs if you're trying to go for all of the missions, they have also made it so that these bosses are like way weaker than the other bosses. So I decided to double check and actually look at their stats, right? And like we saw even in that first phase, the Kid Goku, when he turned into a giant ape, was doing like a 5 million damage super, but the Nappa giant ape only does 2.8, which, I mean, obviously that could still be a lot of damage for some units, but it means if we use a really strong team like this, where like defensively, all of these guys after supering should all be pretty strong, then we don't actually really need to worry about the giant apes. And of course, you know, we can use the Gogeta friend, because the mission is for us to not use LRs on our like 6 units, but we can use a friend LR. And so by running this GT Heroes team, obviously the friend Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta will be able to just go ham and do tons of damage. I mean, straight away here, the GT Vegeta basically killing Nappa straight away. I actually did, like, I'm not going to put it in the video now because it was very short, but I jumped in with like just the typical giant form team that we've run in the previous stages, but without any of the LRs. And oh boy, that was a struggle, because literally like first turn the STR Piccolo Jr. transformed, obviously did basically no damage, and then like everybody took like 100k normals on the next turn. So they definitely knew what they were doing with this in terms of like making it so that you don't use LRs. But yeah, that's where it kind of, I don't want to say comes undone, because it's like, I'm sure they anticipated this kind of thing, but you don't have to keep using giant form characters once you get to this point, because you'll be able to do enough damage anyway. Oh good, like everybody is locked. Hello? Or is it just, oh technically I think it's just Goku and Pan, but obviously because they're in slot 1 and slot 2, I mean if 2 units are locked, basically everyone's locked, right? Now this is where it could be a little bit awkward, because Super Saiyan 4 Goku, obviously he can be pretty good defensively, especially after supering, but he's not going to eat a slot 1 super, and he didn't counter, so okay, no, never mind. He is going to eat a slot 1 super. So bear in mind, yeah, the Nappa Giant Ape does 2.8 million damage, and STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku just takes double-digit damage from that in slot 1. So, because yeah, I was trying to think of like the fact that you don't have to use a giant 8 power team, but like what other teams would actually be really good without any LRs? Because it is kind of funny now, like how many teams are almost like reliant on LRs, like certain categories. Like you think about the GDC teams, obviously, like think about what the Omega team would look like. I mean, obviously the team wouldn't exist in that same way because of Omega's leader skill specifically, but like imagine the Omega team were trying to build like an Inhuman Deeds, like extreme kind of team, but with no LRs, and then running like an Omega friend. I mean, obviously you could technically do something like that with some of the Shadow Dragons and things like that, but obviously compared to what that Omega team is like with Omega, Rose, like the LR Shadow Dragon army, or like the Golden Freezers, like that team relies on a lot of LRs for a lot of its power. Things like Fused Fighters, like you could definitely make a Fused Fighters team with no LRs and then just run like a Tech Vegito friend or something, but that team will be interesting because you've got like STR Gogeta, he's pretty good. Physical Vegito Blue with his Easy A. I guess the STR Hercule for like support. Man, because like Fused Fighters, I mean the Go Tanks, I guess you could use like Tech Super Saiyan 3 Super Easy A Go Tanks, because these guys don't hit crazy hard. I don't know who the leader would be necessarily, but yeah, like you think of some of these big category teams that we run or that we use in a lot of these different events. Goku Family could be an interesting one, and then yeah, trying to make it with no LRs. Compared to other endgame difficult events, it would probably be almost impossible for you to then still win. Whereas at least with this team, like the GT Heroes team, has a lot of very strong TURs. So we are just going to be absolutely fine here. In fact, we may just end up killing... Okay, no, I think Vegeta, even if Vegeta like triple supered, I don't think he kills him here. Which he didn't do anyway, so... He makes us lose a ton of HP at the start of the turn, which is annoying. But we can grab those, grab those. So get a relatively decent amount of HP back here. I think this Vegeta does a Ki Blast super as well, so if he actually had tried to super Gogeta, it would have been GG. But now we set ourselves up quite nicely, because Gogeta should kill him here. Then we go into the next turn, and as long as nothing goes horribly wrong against the Giant 8 version of Vegeta, then the turn after that we just Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Dragon Fist, crazy turn, and then GG. But we'll see how that pans out here. So, final phase, Giant Ape Vegeta. Yeah, no attacks in slot 1 again. So, do you have any links that you're going to share with you? Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's pop some active skills here, do some extra damage. Oh, he is getting attack up with each attack received, but probably still worth it just for the extra damage. So do that. 8 orbs there for you. And just grab those for you for a little bit of the extra HP back. Alright, so this should be a decent turn. We've got the support from Pan. Everybody attacking first. I feel like these guys with their EZAs should be relatively good enough at tanking the attacks. I mean, this Giant Ape Vegeta, his super is 2.1 million, but he gets 10% attack with each attack received, up to 200%. So, by the time he's received a bunch of hits, like, even before the end of this turn, he could then be supering for, like, 3 to 4 million. But, okay, yeah, tanks super's there on Vegeta. That's probably the ideal spot for the super on this turn, to be honest. So we tank that for double-digit damage. And then Goku got a decent amount of orbs, got a couple of extra links here with Pan. There's the crit, there we go. I mean, Pan probably will be relying on dodge at the end. And then it's just going to be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Dragon Fist turn, and then we should be all good. So, it's pretty good considering, like, every unit on this team is quite old as well. Like, it's funny to think, like, doing the missions for the final stage of this event. I guess the other thing, though, is there are missions for beating it within a certain number of turns, and we're not, like, getting any bonus turns because we're not using a giant form team. So, actually, we have to win on this turn to get the 6 turns mission. But, fortunately, thanks to this man right here, I don't think that's going to be a huge issue somehow. Yeah. Because he's getting the attack buff from Super Saiyan 4 Goku as well. So, all we do is put you there, grab those for you, grab those for you, and then those for you, and then that is going to be GG. Absolutely no way that the Great Ape Vegeta survives this turn. 83 million attack stat from Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Now, Gogeta probably just kills him by himself. But bear in mind, we've got the other 2 Super Saiyan 4s that between the 2 of them can do some decent damage here as well. But 61 million additional here from Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is enough to see us through. I mean, the thing is, like I say, when it comes to the other stages, like, even though the giant apes are a little bit harder, I feel like going back and just doing, like, the Piccolo stage with this team is probably easier to eat, like, because then it doesn't matter how many turns it takes as well, I guess. But going back and doing the Piccolo stage with this team to get the no items mission that I missed is probably the easiest way to do it. So I would probably not worry about the no items runs too much with the specific teams that it requires, because that giant ape, like, or giant form terrifying conquerors team was definitely very wonky. So yeah, you can very easily just do the category missions and then come back with another team and defeat it with no items, especially with the previous stages. Like, the fact that we don't need to do any of the other things now. It's literally stage 2 with no items. So I do wonder, actually, let me well, I reckon we could probably do this very, very quickly if we did something like this. Because what do you reckon that the Omega... Because I want the video to be, here's me beating all the missions. And obviously, technically, we didn't do the no items mission for stage 2. But obviously, like, it's going to be very easy to go back and just do it. But with all that being said, I might as well actually, like, just do it here. So let's go ahead and grab these. The damage from, like, orbs is going to be kind of annoying, but... Also, we get the heal back pretty much straight away for most of those. Because, like, I wonder how quickly does Omega just destroy this guy? Because this guy has, what? He has, like, 500 million HP. But... Okay, so it's not super, super quick. But it doesn't really matter because he has the charges. So we only fight this guy for 2 turns anyway. Which I guess maybe is why he has so much HP. Yeah, because then when you get to the final phase, he has 150 million. So... The only real challenge is getting through the giant form Piccolo stage, because he supers for 3.1 million. Okay, so I hadn't looked his up when we were doing the stage. He supers for 3.1 million. But like most of the units on this team should be perfectly fine to tank those attacks when they've like transformed or something, right? So the other golden freezer is there. That's annoying. Because yeah, I guess I want the freezers together. Although, do you build up attack by getting hit? For every attack received, yeah, you build up a bunch of attack. Maybe I will just do that then. Obviously, I want to keep the Omegas on rotation because they are giving that permanent buff to the team. And then we'll get the 7 orbs for Sin. Because yeah, Golden Freezer will just tank everything in slot 1 here perfectly fine. Take some hits, get some extra key, get the attack build up, and then obviously early on Freezer's not going to be super crazy hard hitting, but in the later turns when we're moving him into the 2nd and 3rd slot, he can do some big damage. And again, the point of like by coming back to this and doing it like this way, we don't have the mission for doing it in a certain number of turns, so it doesn't matter that we have don't have the giant ape like transformation to like ride out the turns. We basically just have to make sure we don't die. I wonder, does this Piccolo, can I check his thing on here? He's on Inhuman Ds, isn't he? Actually, is he Piccolo Jr.? No, I don't think he is. Because yeah, my domain with Omega, is it going to buff him? What categories does it buff? I think we might be good actually, you know. Should be quite funny. Because yeah, I wonder if like you could actually, because we almost did enough damage to kill him. Like, I guess with a different kind of team, maybe you actually could do enough damage to kill him in 2 turns, and then you just win the event, maybe? Because they did have that with like that Kid Buu red zone thing, right? Where if you actually could kill Kid Buu in the first phase, like you would still actually just win, which was kind of funny. But yeah, like if we do this, just active skill with you, get the domain. Yeah, it doesn't buff him, so... And we heal a relatively decent amount from the orb, so we are losing health, but it's not like an insane amount. Yeah, I don't want to waste the active skill for Frieza here. Oh, well, the giant Piccolo has an unarmed super attack. So yeah, Omega absolutely just clowning on this Piccolo then. Oh, and he has, has he kept the same HP? He does have a lot more damage reduction and defense now though. So I was going to say, killing him now will probably be quite difficult. To compare the two, right? The first phase has 800k defense. This guy has 3 million defense. And the first phase has 65% damage reduction, and this guy has 80%. So obviously they don't want you to just be able to straight up kill him. But, I mean, he's in the giant form for like 3 turns. We genuinely might be able to, especially if we like use the Zamasu active skill on like the next turn and stuff like that. Or use the Frieza... I could use the Frieza active skill. Oh, he's getting floated off now. I was going to say I could use the Frieza active skill for the target ability. And then that would be significantly like increased damage and be able to potentially finish this guy off. But okay, so we're not going to have big bad bosses on this turn though, which is annoying. So I'm going to transform you. And then I'll just do this, I guess. Man, the key is just so, like, the key is so bad for our not just having to constantly pick up, like, bomb orbs. And there's no rainbow orbs either, so that means that actually Omega isn't giving his extra support now, which is kind of annoying. Oh, great. Alright, well, I guess I will just go back and do that off camera, but I was not expecting that, but there you go. That's most of the missions done. Let me know how you guys got on. What teams did you use? Did you get the no items done with the specific categories, or did you come back to them later? Let me know your experience, and what do you guys think about this event? Obviously, we're going to get 3 more stages, so let me know what you guys think of the event overall, like the design, the mission structure, all that kind of stuff. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.